even. We are live on Fireside, and we should be live on YouTube as well, but I have no clue what's going on. I am just riding the love wave. Oh my goodness. Run. I have something for you. We are going to start this full immersive sensory experience by inviting. I asked my husband, is it too late? What do you think about me drinking a Coke at 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time? Because this might keep me up. But here's the thing. It's been the longest day riding the love wave. This episode is like none other because this very first episode is happening at the end wave of the Love Wave 24-hour event that started yesterday at 7 p.m. on Wisdom. And for 24 hours, Ron, if you can hear me, clap for yourself because Ron was part of this 24-hour wave. Yes. Yes, give me some positive reactions. Thank you about that. Thank you so much. Ron was part of that 24-hour Love Wave event, and he held space for love on Wisdom today at 8 a.m. As soon as I woke up, I was already late. And I was late because I stayed up past my bedtime to share the love on Wisdom, sharing as a guest for the people that were holding the Love Wave overnight on Wisdom. 24 hours of love. Thank you for being there. Thank you for everyone that joined us. And Wisdom, yeah, it's social audio, top mentors, mentor coins, wisdom, and so much love. And I'm just so proud to be a part of that community and very grateful for the doors that it's opened. And part of those doors that are being opened for myself as I walk into or through the Lion's Gate into the beauty of bliss and the happiness of community building and all the love that we are sharing. It's brought me to here. What? I am on Fireside, and let me tell you, what a freaking joy it is to be with all of you. Let's go ahead and share. Let's share a toast of my Coke with all of you. Coca-Cola, by the way, for the benefit of everyone listening. I'm sharing a Coca-Cola with Ron, who is here, who's been riding the love wave. And, Mel M is tuning in from Australia. Mel M, I'm so grateful that you're here. And I hope that your Tuesday morning is amazing. So, cheers to all of you. Cheers to us. Cheers to us. Okay. I'm not going to sing right after taking a sip of the Coca-Cola, but this is going to be wonderful. So let me tell you a little bit about me, who I am and what I do and where did I come from. Okay, so really quick, because we don't need to spend an hour talking about my journey to this day. However, I can do this in just a few minutes. So my name is Graciela Moore. You can call me Grace if Graciela is just a little bit complicated. Welcome to Moon Magic and Mindfulness with Grace. This is going to be your favorite motivational show on Monday. It's going to happen every single Monday and then again for the new moon and the full moon every month. So we will gather together. Hopefully you join me every step of the way. And if not, I'm still going to be here. And the point of the moon group is to use the moon as the compass for our directed mindfulness strategy so that we can get the motivation that we need and use it to our advantage. Use the moon day, which is every Monday. See what I did there? And, bring to it specific strategic mindsets and practices and tools, because the mindset that you bring into Monday permeates through the rest of the week. So if you're struggling with the heaviness of waking up on Mondays and, oh my gosh, I didn't get enough done on Sunday or Saturday, or I wish we had more time, a lot of people are actually voting and advocating for 4-hour work weeks. I know there's a lot of companies doing 4-hour work weeks, and I mean 4-day work weeks. I'm sorry, 4-day work weeks. Yes, 3-day weekends essentially. And some of you, like a lot of people in my whole family, including myself, we work from Monday through Friday or 7 days a week, right? LOL. I quit my 9 to 5 and now I work 24/7. Yes, exactly. Thank you so much. And hello, Brian. Welcome to our moon group. So, I was talking about myself and about what brought me here. I've been hosting this show with my community in private rooms since January of this year. But this is a practice that I have held for myself, you know, as best as I can, because some Mondays I drop the ball, or I have in the last 20 years, but I've been doing this for almost 20 years. I love the moon. How many of us just sit there talking to the moon, trying to get to you? And so, all through my 20s and now almost freaking 38, and I love the moon. And let's not get it twisted, I also love me some Jesus. And Monday is the most motivational day of the week for me. It's been like that for almost 17 years. And so I want to bring this very specific conversation to you every Monday. Moon Day, yeah. 10 p.m. Thank you so much. Eastern Standard Time, 7 p.m. Pacific for those of you joining me. And, for those of you that it's already Tuesday, then think about this as the beginning of your week. I would love to join you for the rest of this journey and then meet you again next week, because we are going to be here every week and I'm so excited. Now, before we get into a conversation, which this will be, let me tell you a little bit about the moon, how it just shows up and affects us. It obviously shows up every night, right? Unless the sky is cloudy. Yet, even with the cloudy sky, the moon is behind the clouds. So it's always there. Even when it's new moon and we don't see it, that doesn't mean it's not there. And the moon doesn't just affect the ocean on the full moon. The moon affects the ocean, period. That's how, the low tide and the high tide happens. As soon as the moon rolls in, the sun sets and the moon rises, right? And so there's all this attention to the sun. There's a lot of attention to the full moon because it affects us deeply in a very particular way. But the way it shows up every day matters, and the way that you show up for life every single day matters. And so I love the moon. Thank you. I love the moon as just like that north that we can all relate to. So whether you are joining in and you are a Christian like me, that's amazing. We could really talk about love in Christ, hope in Christ, mindfulness in Christ, and all of that jazz all night long. But if you're also joining me from all around the world and you call it Allah or Ganesh or any deity, I want you to feel loved, included, motivated, and like this is a safe space for us to share about what we are trying to bring to the rest of the week, just 1 week at a time. 1 week at a time. Yeah, how many of us are not big long-term planners? Like every time, let's just imagine that we are on vacation and somebody on our vacation says, we should definitely take it to a cruise next year. And next vacation, it's going to be amazing. And I would always be in that type of situation and think, why are we already planning the next one? Why are we already like looking so ahead instead of enjoying the moment and talking about how amazing this experience is and basking in the beauty of the right now? And so this is why Monday is so important for me, and it's been for almost 20 years, because Sunday I spend it resting. Sunday I spend it with spirit. Sunday I open my heart to just rest and enjoy the blessings, because that's what Sunday was blessed to be, right? And so what I bring into my work, which I try very hard not to think about during Sunday, and to hold place for the Sabbath and to worship in a very particular way, I try very hard to mindfully and consistently not think about work on Sunday. And if I can, I avoid it on Saturday as well. And so I've been keeping this custom of, as soon as Friday hits, we don't talk about work. I don't necessarily work until Monday. And so that allows me to rest, recharge, enjoy my family, enjoy in whatever plans we can make because we're not working, right? And so enjoy each day and get the energy that I need recharged from the week before so that I can show up on Monday on a very particular way. And now I said in the beginning, and hello, Ray, thank you for joining us. I said in the beginning that today, this worldwide premiere of Moon Magic and Mindfulness with Grace is very special because of the love wave that started in a different app since yesterday, and how we've been holding on to, space for love this whole day. But this is really what this show will be every single week. It will be motivation. It will be promptings to make you think about what you want to bring to the week. What are you being called to create? Have you taken time to sit still so that you can open your mind to whatever the universe is telling you? God, Allah, deity, Gandhi, whatever you call it, source, creator, Jesus Christ, the Holy Spirit. I don't care. I don't care. Wherever the inspiration is coming from, are you making time to sit there and listen? And are you, connecting and soul aligning? I was talking about myself, and soul alignment is huge for me because it's about deciding and strategizing about my values, my strengths, my interests, my desires, and the meaning of what I call my connection to spirit, how those things align, how I very consciously look at them separately and put them in a way that harmonizes. And I think we have all heard about this in this group. How I do that reflects and ripples through everything I touch, everything I do, everyone I meet, everyone I connect with, everyone that reads my content, everyone that joins us tonight and every Monday. And this power is very real. And it's the power of hope, and the power of love, and the power of community, and the power of energy, and the power of the moon, if you want to call it that, or the power of Christ, or the power of anyone. It's like love is the thing, and so is hope, and so is mindfulness. And so that's what Moon Magic and Mindfulness with Grace will be. But now let me tell you about the new moon and the full moon, because we are going to start that part of this show this coming Wednesday. And I know I just talked about thinking about the future instead of just celebrating the day, but I have to tell you this before we get into the discussion and the journaling and all that. Wednesday is the full moon. Yeah, the full moon. I was about to say new moon, but yeah. Wednesday is the full moon. And without having to get into horoscopes, without having to get into anything else, The full moon is simply about release. And the thing about calling in love, hope, peace, abundance, blessings, happiness, the thing about calling those things in is that we need to release to make room for those things that we want to attract. We need to release. And before we release, or in the process of releasing, there's a cleanse that needs to take place because you're bringing in things. Don't you want your vessel to be clean and shiny and sparkly to make room for all of the blessings that we want to call in? Healing physically, mentally, spiritually, and emotional. For those of you that are listening and you are craving for healing, then what do you need to release? What do you need to move to make room in your life for healing? And so, if that's spiritual healing, what is the strategy that you're going to put in place? Does it start with you making a call because you need help? That's a strategy, right? That's a step that you take in order to do the thing that you're saying that you need and that you want and that you're calling in, which in this case, I'm talking about healing. And so, what is getting in the way that you need to move? That could be something in your agenda that needs to be shifted so that you can make room for that phone call. How about that? Like when we think about, yes, thank you. When we hear release, when we hear attract, do we even know what those things mean? And so this is what we're going to talk about consistently in this group, because what you bring to Monday ripples through the rest of your week. And if you want your work week to be blessed and that you feel it, if you want to experience that gratitude that we hear so much about, especially if you follow me for a long time on Instagram, you know that it's Thankful Thursday every Thursday. And that's the day that I send out all the thanks. I'll be checking in. I mean, I do this every day and I say thank you a lot, but like I make sure to post about thankfulness every Thursday because that's the day of the week that's for what it's for, at least for me. So Monday is about motivation. There's a hashtag for this. It's been going around forever. And now we get to share it together. How do you like them apples? Oh my gosh, give me some positive reactions if you are ready to experience this. Thank you so much. I'm so happy that you're here. And, we were supposed to test this and see how the music shows up. So by the time that we just share a 10-minute meditation that I hope you join me for, you're going to let me know if you can hear the music. It is brought to you by Brain FM. I have permission to bring it to the group and let's see how that goes. But if you can't hear it, you're going to make sure to let me know and we'll do it in silence. But I'm so excited. So, cheers to all of you. I'm drinking a Coca-Cola in honor of Ron and anyone that joins us that likes Coca-Cola because because it's been a long day and I was like, you know what? I'm pumping myself with Coca-Cola because Ron is going to be there. Yay. Okay. So new moon and full moon, I stopped there to take a sip. And the new moon is going to happen, in 2 weeks. And the difference about those episodes here on Fireside and live on YouTube, the difference about those episodes is that we're going to dive deeper. It's going to be breath work, meditation, journal, and then live painting. So you have between now and Wednesday evening, you have time to get some kind of paper, some kind of paint, or just hands-on activity, maybe some scissors if you need them, paint, and a brush. One brush is enough. And the pen and a cup with water. Like that's really all you need. And you're going to bring that in the group and we're going to go through the meditation that I'll walk you through after we breathe. Then we're going to journal and, I'll guide you in that conversation as we journal very specific promptings. And then we paint over what we journaled. And that, let me show you. like that's one of the examples. I don't know if you can see it, but it's a circle and it has a pink moon on it, which is, this was from, I think, March. March is a strawberry moon. And you know what I journaled on this episode is under here. Nobody knows what it is except me. And that just, I don't know about you. I don't know about you, but I'm feeling 22. The feeling of journaling about my week, journaling about gratitude, journaling about what comes when I open up to spirit, journaling about my experience every single time I do this activity really fills me with hope and gladness and all these good things that allow me to continue throughout my week, right? And so this is what we're going to do on the new moon. Oh my gosh, look at this one. I didn't intend for this to look like a paw. That was not my intention. I really just did that heart. And then I was like, you know, if I turn it around, what else am I going to do? And I just did those hearts. And then I'm like, oh my gosh, this looks like a paw. What does it mean? Have you heard that sound on Instagram? What does it mean? We already have 2 dogs. So this was interesting. And so we're going to do this on the new moon and the full moon. But Mondays, we're not painting. Mondays, we're just going to talk about our week, talk about what we are hoping to create, what we want to experience. How do you want to feel by Friday? Do you want to feel productive? Do you want to feel like you tried your best? Do you want to feel like you are holding on to hope every step of the way from Monday to Tuesday? Now we get to celebrate Tuesday, from Tuesday to Wednesday. Now let me reevaluate because it's hump day, and then we'll meet for the full moon this Wednesday evening. And then Thursday, what am I grateful for? What are the plans for the day? And Friday, what do I need to reevaluate again so that I can then put my agenda away for the rest of the weekend and then focus again on the next Monday. Take it 1 week at a time. So many of us work on the 1 day at a time. You know, 1 week at a time. I am highly sensitive, and to think ahead, even though hope is about having vision, even though, you know, motivation and mindfulness is about looking ahead, I do very well with the week to week to week. And all of a sudden we are suddenly, you know, celebrating New Year's Eve and actually celebrating Christmas and then celebrating Ron's birthday and then celebrating New Year's Eve. See what I did there? I remembered. That's right. And so, you know, before we know it, we're going to be on next year's August 8th celebrating our first anniversary here on the Fireside Chat app. So I'm so excited. Thank you again for being here. Let's go ahead and invite some people up. Let's see what happens when I do that. Oh my gosh. Let's see. Who am I inviting up? I don't know if Mel can come up, but I'm just going to go with the flow and see where this takes us. And also, everyone, please know this is a 1-hour event. So we need to be mindful of each other so that we keep the conversation going. Ron, my man, how are you doing? Thank you for being here.
I'm doing fantastic, and I appreciate you remembering my birthday, because how it goes is this. It goes December 25th, then it goes 3 days later is my birthday, and then 3 days after that, it's New Year's. So it's a beautiful little holiday. When people have happy holidays, I really have happy holidays. So
I so love that you love holidays. And you and I even celebrated Christmas in July on
Yes.
July 25th. I was so happy to have someone that appreciates that for me
Yes.
to personally share it and celebrate that day.
Let me ask you a question. What was significant about, is that the specific date in July that you celebrate that?
Listen, I grew up, and I think it may be something from Puerto Rico, everyone. I didn't share that I come from Puerto Rico, and I've been here since I would say for about 10 years now in the States and living in Florida. So I was born and raised in Puerto Rico. I didn't leave until I was 27, right?
Mhm.
And so There, I just grew up with Christmas in July. It may be like some song that somebody put out when my dad was a musician. So it may be something that happens. I do know that they celebrate something that has to do with like patriotic pride on July 25th, but it has nothing to do with Christmas. But I don't know. It's snowing right now in Australia, isn't it? Like summer for us is winter in other sides of
That's
the
nuts. I
of the
forgot about that.
world.
Hmm.
Right. And so for example, Australia is in the middle of summer when it's Christmas for us. So they're snowing right now. Why not celebrate Christmas on the 25th of July? I don't know where it came from. Ron, we're going to have to do our homework about this.
Well, it's just I just find it interesting because it's a significant day in my life for something that with my dad. So that's all I asked. But I think it is something significant about that because I remember when I was little, Disney Channel would have a whole thing about Christmas in July, and I think they picked that date.
Hmm. Yeah, that's right. And, I don't know where it came from. We'll look it up. But it was wonderful to have someone that just said, yeah, I love Christmas. And I'm like, Merry Christmas in July. Here you go. If I share it on the tweet, it might be like super random. The algorithm might go like, what are you doing? This is so confusing. And so I share it privately. But in December, you might just see me wearing my Victorian clothes over on an
Awesome.
episode. That would be so amazing. Maybe I can get some carolers to join us. Oh my gosh, I
I
do.
would carol.
Oh my gosh, you would carol. That's amazing. Okay,
Absolutely.
so let's go ahead and say hello to Brian. Yeah, Brian, hello, welcome. How are you doing?
Hi, Graciela. I'm doing well. How are you?
I am doing so good. Just so happy and blessed to be here. Thank you for joining us. Are you ready to have a great week?
I am ready to have a good week, yes.
Yes. How was your weekend?
My weekend was good. Uh, I didn't do too much of anything on Saturday, and then yesterday I went to an artisan market in a local downtown and visited some of the small businesses before it rained and, uh, and then left. But it was good to be out for a little bit and yeah, I get a little feeling that I hadn't had for quite a few weekends because of recovering from a summer cold. So that's what I've
Yeah,
got.
well, I'm very glad that you're feeling better and glad and thankful that you had a great weekend. And, I'm testing all of these reactions that I get to do on Twitter Spaces and on Wisdom. And now I found out I can clap while my guest is speaking. So thank you for that, Brian. And thank you for being here. This group is going to happen every Monday. We will finish our day. Well, it's for everyone joining us from California. It's a lot earlier. It's only 7:30 p.m. for you, so you're probably in the midst of dinner, maybe even sunset, maybe not. Maybe it hasn't even happened yet. Over here where I'm at, it is pitch black. And it is already the wee hours of the night almost. It's 10:30 and we're going to close out our Monday with this group here on Fireside. I'm so excited. Welcome, Ray. Thank you for joining us. It's so nice to meet you. And I don't even know who you are because you joined us for the very first time today. Today is the premiere of this show. How are you doing? And welcome to our show.
Thank you for having me. Yes, I saw you were new to Fireside, so I thought I'd come up and show some support. Welcome. And I actually did a show on Fireside about Christmas in July, and I looked into it. And according to what I found, is it started in either South Carolina or North Carolina. They just wanted to celebrate it. It started off as a little tradition, and then it got bigger, and people started exchanging presents. They made a movie about it like in 1942. I watched it. It's okay. And then after that, basically, marketing took over, and it's really more about selling things now, like they do with everything.
Oh my gosh, Ron, I hope you were listening
Yes,
because
thank you, Ray.
Ray, what
That
a
is fascinating.
gift. You see, this is that abundance and love and what a blessing that Ray would show up to support our premiere show on Fireside. Ray, that says a lot about you, and I welcome you with open arms. But the fact that you would know about what we were talking about, that is a blessing from Spirit. Yes, this is what it does. This is what it feels like. I'm so grateful that you're here, Ray. Ron,
Yes.
you were saying?
I was saying, well, thank you, Ray, of course. And I was going to say, I've forgotten now. I'm sorry.
Well, yeah.
it's like,
So
wait, you
there's
said
a
something else.
movie. There's a movie that he said we need to
Yes.
look it up because I haven't seen it. I didn't even know there was a movie, and I went to film school as well. And for me not to know that is kind of embarrassing right now. But 1940 something Christmas in July movie. Ray, do you remember who was in it?
No, I don't. It was in black and white, and it really doesn't have too much to do with Christmas except for one line. But it was it's one of those movies where I don't want to do spoiler alert, even though it's more than probably 60 years old. But the ending for me was kind of predictable, but you never know. Once you watch it, I'll have to
Of course it
follow up.
was. Movies in the 1900s were totally predictable, and I totally get it, but we will look it up. It's probably on YouTube Plus. Go ahead,
It's
Ron.
actually on YouTube, regular YouTube for free.
Awesome. I forgot what I was going to say now, but I do appreciate you, Ray, a lot for having it.
Yes, thank you so much, Ray. Thank you. Thank you, Malam, for your reactions. So happy that you're here. Yay. And so that I'm wondering before we continue, and we're going to do that meditation at 10 to the hour, what are you looking forward to this week? You can share or you can think about it. You can come off mute if you want to share. Go ahead, Ron. What are you looking forward to this week?
This week, I plan to get there's some things coming in that will finally allow me to. You tested it with me. Play on social audio, play music. I learned, last time that I didn't have it quite hooked up the right way, so I had to order some things, and I've gotten one thing in, and I'm just waiting for two more things that should arrive tomorrow, and so that will be something that I'm going to be so happy about being able to do.
Yes, thank you so much. And everyone, I want you to hear and ponder what he just shared. He's talking about, waiting, hope, waiting for something that is coming in the mail that will hopefully allow him to create and do something very specific, which is showing up as a musician in Twitter Spaces and having better sound in the social audio experience, like for those listening, right? And so, making time to wait well. That's the hope expert talking. If you read my bio and you said hope expert, right? Making time to really focus on the mindset that you put into waiting, which is so annoying. Like, we don't like to wait, right? It's the age of immediacy. We get to be in two places at once, simulcasting and doing all of these things. When it comes to waiting for things to get here, it's kind of annoying. I totally get it. I totally relate. And so Ron just beautifully showed us what just going with the flow and chilling sounds like, because he's going to get it tomorrow. He is very aware that it's a process, that it's a step-by-step thing. So we tested it prior to getting it. Now we're going to test it again. Hopefully it works. And if it doesn't, what are we going to do then, Ron?
Oh, it's very simple. We'll just go down to the Guitar Center and have them completely show what it takes, and I'll get the necessary equipment. But this should work. I don't have any doubt because I watched a very awesome video that detailed what exactly I have to do. But I won't be I won't be crestfallen if it does happen. I know exactly what to do and where to go.
Oh my gosh, Ron, that was so nicely done. Somebody clap for him, because you just showed. Thank you. You just showed.
Thank you, Mel.
That was so much fun. You just showed resourcefulness. You just showed resourcefulness. If this doesn't work, here's my other option.
Absolutely. And yeah, one thing I never do, and I learned this a long time ago, is never to have expectations of something going, especially don't get my hopes up, because why would you? It's like, it's emotional. self-preservation. That's what I think it is.
Yes, for sure. Emotional self preservation. But you are going to hear me a lot say, how are you going to feel when you get there if it doesn't work out? Get your hopes up, and strategize about what if it doesn't work the way I want it. And you're also doing that as we speak. You're
Exactly.
already pondering that if it doesn't work, I'm totally fine with it. I'm just going to get in my car and do the next strategy, which is go to the Guitar Center and ask for one-on-one help.
You bring up a great point. I need to stop saying that because I do get my hopes up, but I strategize and I realize what I'll do if it doesn't work.
Yes, yes. And I love the word strategy. And now you're going to hear a lot of people on social media call themselves strategists. And I'm like, I've been doing that forever. And I think everybody should do that forever. I know that it sounds kind of weird to compartmentalize, but when I take it one day at a time, it really just flows. So thank you so much, Ron. Thank you so much. Ray, you're next to Ron on my queue. So what are you looking forward to this week?
I'm looking forward to working out. I'm just recovering from a dog bite, so I went a month without working out, and I'm a very active person. I was starting to get a little depressed because I couldn't be me, and now I got clearance, so I'm looking forward to getting back to my routine.
Oh my gosh, I'm clapping for you. I'm so happy. And, what a long month that must have been to wait for this moment that you get to do what you've been wanting to do for a month, but you've been through pain and through physical. Oh my gosh, you got bit by a dog.
Yes, and I'm always encouraging and trying to motivate and inspire people to work out. I believe in physically being active, and I would say that's what I've used to deal with depression. And so when that gets taken away from you, you realize how much of a blessing, even more, just to wake up and be able to use everything. And I always try and keep that in mind. But until you go through it and you lose the ability to do it, that's when it really hits harder than normal.
Yes. Oh my gosh, it really does. And I'm just so grateful that you're here, grateful that you're well and healed enough to do what your body is calling you to do. Yes. Thank you so much, Ron. And thank you, Ray, for sharing. I'm very grateful that you're here. And, I'm going to be back next Monday. So I hope you join us. And if you would like to dive deeper into full on breathwork, meditation, journaling, and live painting, then you can join on the new moon and the full moon. So that will be Wednesday at 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Welcome to our moon community. We are all just weirdos here, and I'm so happy that you're here, Ray. And of course, when you go live on Fireside, let us know so we can support you. I'm so happy that you decided to join us today. Thank you.
Thank you for having me.
Yay, thanks so much. Okay, Brian. Brian, how was your walk? Earlier, I joined Brian for a quick few minutes on his show, and he's like, I might just get up and go walking, and I wanted him to do that. So, Brian, did you get to go on your walk, and what are you looking forward to this week?
Yes, I did get to go on the walk, and I also jogged a little bit too, uh, which helped me get in a little bit more distance with the sun going down. And what I'm looking forward to this week, I am not 100% sure. I might have plans for Thursday, uh, but it's depending on weather because it's a little bit far what I'm interested in. So if the weather doesn't cooperate, I might not be able to go. So I'm not really 100% sure what I'm looking forward to this week, other than seeing some kind of growth um, through my platforms. So that's my
Yes.
answer to that question.
Yay! So, looking forward to seeing some kind of growth in your platforms. And I think you've shown and let us have a taste of what consistency looks like. If you don't follow Brian and his social media efforts, you're missing out, because he is so good at posting reels with trending audios. You did the pop, pop, pop thing of making the text disappear. I saw that, and that was so perfectly timed. I was like, yay, Brian. I felt so proud of you. And you have that YouTube channel. And now you have a show on Fireside. I think today was episode 2, wasn't it?
Yeah, today was episode number 2.
Yay. So kudos to you. So grateful that you're doing everything that you're doing, reaching the people that you're reaching. And thank you for being here to support Moon, Magic, and Mindfulness. And, to bring to the table the fact that uncertainty doesn't have to be scary. I mean, you didn't sound scared about the uncertainty of it all. You brought it to the table very matter-of-factly. Here it is. I don't know what I'm looking forward to, but then you did say something that you are inadvertently looking forward to, which is some kind of growth in your social media channels. And I'm so excited. Let's all just send love to Brian. Your efforts matter, and your efforts really do add up and propel you forward just one day to the next. So I am looking forward to some kind of growth in your, social media endeavors. And if you would like to ponder what that looks like with me, I would love to join you on a call to really strategize about what else can be done, how else can it be done every step of the way. So thank you so much, Brian, for being here.
Thank you for having me.
Yay. All right, everybody. We are getting to the point of the conversation that it's really about settling down and starting to really ponder how we are going to close this conversation on a mindfulness meditation that opens us up for the rest of the week. This is what Moon Magic and Mindfulness with Grace will be about every Monday from 10 to 11 Eastern Standard Time here on Fireside, hopefully live on YouTube as well. And I'm just so grateful that we have each other, that this year has opened the door to get community building going. The word communities is buzzing everywhere. It is on Twitter with Twitter Spaces and all these communities popping up for everyone to join and support each other in one way or another. It has been happening on the Wisdom app since the pre-launch yesterday in September. It's almost been a year of that. And there's an amazing community there. You all have been hosting communities here on Fireside since what? 2021 or 2020? I don't know when this was created. All I know is that today is my very first day, and I'm just so honored and so grateful. So thank you for being here. Thank you. Thank you so much, Melem. Yes, I was starting to wonder, did you all fall asleep? But no, don't fall asleep yet. I know that it's late, but we are going to settle in. Thank you. Thank you so much. So let's see. Here's what's going to happen. Thank you so much. We are going to, I guess I could have left you on the stage, but I'm trying to see how this all works. I want the sound to come from my iPad, and the music for this is brought to you by Brain FM. I have full permission to do this. So all I need is a positive reaction if it sounds good, and if it doesn't sound good, you can send me, I don't know, a thumbs down, figure it out, but give me a moment. Let's go get that. So here we have Brain FM. Oh my gosh, let me show you what this looks like. Brain FM, look, focus, relax, sleep, meditate. This is how everything looks. So we're going to do a 15-minute unguided meditation, and you just click play. And the music is there. Can you hear that? It's all the way up. No way. Can you really hear it? Well, that's cool. I guess it works. All right. So just take a moment. Oh, I lowered it all the way. I'm so sorry. Take a moment and just close your eyes. Close your eyes. Give me your hand, darling. If you're sitting down, set your feet on the floor, sit up straight, wiggle your bum in place, and just relax. And focus, bring your attention to your normal breathing. Just steady in, steady out. Nice and slow. Nowhere to go, nothing to do. And with me, you're going to take a very slow and very deep breath in. Deep breath in, deep, deep, deep. Fill those lungs. Hold it at the top. 1, 2, 3, 4, and let it go. Nice and slow. Let it go, let it go, let it go. Now breathe in again. Deep, deep, deep. Slow breath in. Fill those lungs. Hold it at the top. 1, 2, 3, 4, and let it go. Deep breath out, long breath out. And just breathe. As you settle into your breath, you open your mind's eye and realize that you are sitting on the moon. It is bright, it is cold, and you are floating in space, riding the wave of love into this moment. In front of you, a big, strong gate of gold, the Lion's Gate we celebrate today, and you get up and bounce around and slowly move towards it. All the anticipation of this journey, all of the things that have brought you to this moment, everything you want to accomplish this week and beyond for your life, for your family, for your community, for the world, everything awaits you with open arms on the other side of this gate. This is the moment of truth. This is the moment that will define the rest of your experience or how you want to feel, no matter what happens at any point of your journey until we meet again. You slowly bounce into space, slowly gaining traction. Every single step, a new event, a new decision, a new overcome obstacle that is bringing you closer to all that awaits you on the other side. Are you ready to take a step forward? What exactly are you being pulled into. If it's negative, we are going to meet here on Wednesday and let it go. And if it's positive, we are going to acknowledge it. We are going to open. We are going to feel the blessing of this good thing calling us. And we are going to figure out how to best get it done. With me, you're going to take a deep breath in. Just breathe it nice and slow. Deep, deep breath. Fill in those lungs. Hold it at the top. 1, 2, 3, 4, and let it go. Nice and slow. Long breath out, and just as you run out of air, you're going to hold it again. 1, 2, 3, 4. Deep breath in with me. Deep, deep, deep. Just breathe it in. Fill those lungs again. Hold it at the top. 1, 2, 3, 4, and let it go. Nice and slow. I know you're going to feel the urge to just blow it out. Just let it go nice and slow. We are activating that vagus nerve to bring our body to full relaxation. Now deep breath in again. Slow breath in. Just fill those lungs. Deep, deep, deep breath in. Hold it at the top again. 1, 2, 3, 4, and let it go. Nice and slow. Just let it go. And now you are going to bring your attention to your normal breathing. You are on the other side. You are at the cusp of all the blessings. You have slowly floated your way through the abyss, through the unknown, through every obstacle, and through that gate. The moon gate. I'm pretty sure we're going to reference it again every single Monday. Bring your awareness to your hands and put your hand on your heart. And just breathe in all of the love, all of the gladness, all of the blessings, just already prepared. Slowly open your eyes. Bring your awareness to your surroundings. Come back to me, yeah, yeah. Take in this moment and say thank you for another week to look forward to. Another precious day awaits us tomorrow, and I hope that your plans are fruitful, beautiful, and just that you know how loved you are, protected, held, and I hope you know every single effort matters. Every single day makes a huge difference. So I hope that you have a beautiful week, productive, creative, filled with love, community, and so much love. And I hope you join me every single Monday, 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, And this Wednesday at 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time for the full moon. What? Oh my gosh, send some positive reactions if you're still with me. I am so happy. Yay, Melem. Thank you so much for being here. Rev, thank you for being here. Ron, what a great conversation, Ron. I'm so happy that you were here. You can come up and say hello again. Let's go ahead and pause this. We have 5 minutes to the end of the hour, 5 minutes to share in any thoughts about the moon meditation. If you would like to share, Ron, welcome.
Welcome. I don't know why sometimes when someone says welcome, I say welcome too. That's not the thing I should say, right? That makes it awkward.
Sure.
But what was the question? Is there a question?
The question was,
That was
how was any thoughts? How do you feel? How was the whole hour? What do you think about my show? And again, I'm so grateful that you're here.
Thank you. I'm grateful that you had it. I think your energy is up and fantastic, exquisite. Okay,
Coca-Cola.
and standing
No, I'm
up,
kidding. It's the love
but
way, baby.
right, but standing, but the standing up does a whole different thing than sitting down, and I've never seen. I don't think anybody else do that. Second,
Really?
no, I don't think so. But I haven't been on too many shows, but I'm sure somebody does it.
Let me just tell you real quick before you continue. So this is my coaching corner. This is where the coaching magic happens for me and my clients and my community. This is where we meet, right? And so you're right. I do have this chair and sometimes I sit, but this is a bit too far for my taste. And not just that, but you're going to know, this group is going to be a lot like when we paint and when we do breath work plus meditation plus journaling on Wednesday. And so normally all of those tools are going to be on the chair and I'll just be, grabbing and whatever. So yeah, standing up, when I am hosting and having these conversations, I do a lot of it standing up because the energy, I can't be sitting down. I feel it in my fingers. I feel it in my toes. That's right. And so I can't be sitting down. Great. So Rev, thank you so much. Thank you. Rev is trying to come up and I don't know where he went, but I sent him an invitation to join us. And oh my gosh, Ron, thank you so much for being here. What about the meditation? Are you motivated for the week?
Yes, I'm motivated for the week. It was great. And I was going to run up though and put it through my mixer and have my headphones on because when I use my Bluetooth, it only does one side. And so I think that would be awesome, but it was still great. It was fantastic.
And the sound, how was the sound? We never did green room. I just went through to this with the love wave and, stamped by Spirit. Spirit was like, yes, just do it. And so here we are. How was the sound with the music and the meditation?
The sound was, once again, it could be a little bit better. The volume was great, but it just coming through. That's why I said I was going to put it through my mixer, but it's not like horrible or anything.
Okay, so I'm going to listen to all of this back and it'll be amazing. I'm just so grateful, so grateful. This is a community effort because, I might need a sound engineer to come and teach me all the things. Rev, welcome to Moon Magic and Mindfulness with Grace. I'm so happy that you're here. How was your day?
I have had a great day. I'm actually so sorry that I got here late. I'm actually kind of under the weather and I'm driving home. My son hasn't felt real well, and I'm totally fine. I don't, I haven't tested for COVID, but I'm a bit wiped out, and I'm like, holy crap, because I got the Central and Eastern time zone all mixed up, and I had like alerts and everything, but they were all at home on with Alexa.
Yes.
So, but I'm so glad I was at least here till the end, and I'm digging your spirit, and I'm so excited about this, and I'm so excited that you're on Fireside because Fireside is the ship. I said ship. It is the thing. It is awesome, and even just here at the end, you're just freaking marvelous, young lady. You're killing it.
Oh my goodness. And today is like a huge Monday. It's not just any Monday. So the energy that you are all experiencing.
Oh, I'm sorry,
Go
but
ahead.
isn't it our moon day? You know, I mean, come on, right? I was
That's
born on the.
right. That's right. Yes, you were born on a Monday. I wasn't born on a Monday, but yes, Rev McInnes is a moon child. And if you were born on a Monday, you are a moon child as well.
I'm Monday child. Monday's child.
That makes a lot of
Yes. Oh my gosh.
sense there, man. That's why we love
That's
each.
right. That's why we love each other. That's why we have names that are start with the R and have 3 letters.
Oh my gosh, yes, that's right. Completely excluded there, but Ron and Rev, I'm so grateful that you're here. This is what the Moon Magic and Mindfulness group will be every single month. So I thank you. Thank you so much for joining us. Everybody in the audience, I'm so grateful that you're here. Give yourself a round of applause. I am looking forward to sharing next Monday about the highlights for this week. We are going to have this conversation every Moon Day. Yeah, yeah. And so I cannot wait. Thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you, Ray, for joining us for the very first time. I was so happy to make your acquaintance here on Fireside. What a lovely gentleman to look at a brand new show and say, let's support a brand new show here on Fireside. Everyone else in the room, except for Darren, who just joined us a few minutes ago, and I'm so grateful that you're here. We all know each other from Twitter Spaces or other apps. And I'm just so grateful that you have shown up for yourselves and for me to this premiere. Thank you so much. And I will see you next Monday. Yeah.
Great job, Graciela.
Oh, thanks so much. Thanks. We're going to take the after party to whatever talk is live. We're going to see you there. And I will be back Wednesday at 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time for the full moon ritual, which we're going to paint live. So let me just, before we go, since there's no other show live right now, I know that just by thinking about it. This is what we're going to do on on Wednesday for the full moon and for the new moon 2 weeks later. We're going to take this conversation a little bit deeper and we're going to journal and paint live. So I will see you Wednesday at 10 p.m. Thank you again. And yeah, have a great week, everyone. Bye.